Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Blue Table Talk. I'm your host, Deborah Jones,
And I'm your co-host, Toya Ozan.
and we're here tonight with big homie Erik T.
What's going on, ladies? What's
So
happening?
before we introduce him, he tell you. I know a lot of people you kind of know Erik and should know Erik because he's out there on the radio. He's out there in the community. But we're gonna ask him to just tell us a little bit about himself because we want to know where he came from and what he think about Beaumont and everything. So. Erik T, how are you tonight? Thank you for accepting the invitation to Blue Table Talk.
No, thank you for the invite, Deborah. I've been seeing you around town, and been trying to pick up on some line dances, but I got to get my weight. I got to get my weight down a little bit so I can move like y'all. So
That ain't got nothing to do with. We're happy to get that way down.
it will. It will. As a matter of fact, I might have to get my wife over there.
Yeah.
She's still trying to learn the Tamia dance. We got to make that happen.
Tell her she come in there, she gonna have to request it. So
Okay, let's
yeah,
do it.
a lot of people that want a certain dance, they have to request it, and we'll do it because I'm so busy trying to teach other dances. So,
Yeah. No, I can see it. When I came through and saw you guys one Wednesday, I saw it's the situation.
I appreciate it. What, Erik, do us a favor in the area. Tell us a little bit about yourself and
Okay.
Who is Erik T.
Well, I was born the son of a sharecropper back 19. No, it's no, no, but really, I'm originally from Meridian, Mississippi. So I'm a Mississippi boy. Canton Spirituals, Jackson Southern Airs, Jackson State, all of that. But I was one of those kids that really used to love music. I think my oldest brother kind of turned me on to it. He was in the military, so he would always go somewhere and bring back albums, and I would always just take the albums from him, so he'd have to go buy another copy. But I was very inquisitive, so I would call all the DJs at the radio station, ask them questions about how do you do this, how do you play this record, how do you talk on the radio. And so I'm sure I was kind of a problematic child because I used to just bug them a whole lot. But somebody kind of took me under their wings and allowed me to just sit and watch them and see how they did things. And I started DJing some of the high school dances and kind of moved up a little bit. First left home in 1996. I went to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I worked at a heritage station over there. Left there in 2000, went to Mississippi and Columbus, which is where I met my wife. Went back to Tuscaloosa, stayed there for about a year, and I came to Lake Charles in 2001. And then I started here last year at Majic. So,
Okay, all right, cool. So, what inspired you to pursue your career in this profession?
Just for me, I'm still old school, so I know we have so many other options. You can see what time it is on your watch and your phone. You can see what the weather is, but for me, it was just about connecting to the people. It was about knowing that if someone's house caught on fire, that I could actually do something and talk about it on the radio and potentially get people to donate, clothes or money or anything we could do to kind of embrace that family and do stuff for them. So I do still have a love for music, but for me, it's really more about being in the community now and just touching people. I call it politicking.
Right,
Except
right.
you're not just going to see me in the church when it comes
Right.
time. I want to be in the church all the time. So
Yeah,
I just feel like you got to get out and touch the people. It's only so much I can do in these four walls. So if I can get
right,
outside,
right.
that's it.
And
So
you always out there. Anytime I listen on the radio or look on TV, sometimes not announced on TV, they always talk about Erik T, Erik T, Erik T. And I think I met you was last year when you came down.
yeah,
I was at I was at Jackie Simeon's project. It's for
hmm
what was it, breast cancer? It was one of those cancers.
yeah. It's one of her expos that she does over at the
Right,
mall.
right. And so she said, "This is Erik T." I'm like, "Okay, I hear you on the radio." And I was more excited listening, wanting to meet you than to get out there and dance. And I like to dance.
Oh, you be doing your thing too. And let me shout Jackie out too. I mean, she's from Lake Charles originally. But she really took me under her wing and introduced me to a lot of people. So yeah, that was definitely a way that I got a chance to meet you
Right,
for sure.
right,
So yeah, I think it's important. It's only so much you can do. Just you got to go outside. When they say I'm outside, you got to go outside.
right. You're always helping people. That's
I
that's
guess
that's the killing part about it. You always out there helping someone.
my mom I think did a pretty good job. I had five brothers, so it was six boys altogether. So my mom got a lot of help from people because, we didn't come up rich. So it
Right.
was a lot of people that used to look out for us. So I just try to keep that in mind when it comes to helping somebody else, whether it's donating a few dollars or a few hours, or, maybe somebody could win some tickets to a concert or something. You just never know what might brighten somebody's day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So, what is your most exciting project that you're working on right now?
Continuing to make sure that people know who I am, and it's not about an arrogance thing, but I just want people to know that, hey, if something's going on at your school, that you can call me so I can help get the word out. If you're having something that's happening at your church, I'm all about making sure that people know. So, and really just spotlighting people that are here. That's why I wanted to make sure that you got connected, with the artists out of Lafayette, or if somebody is doing something, I like to get them on my radio show too. We're not talk radio, obviously. We still have to do music, but I feel like sometimes you have to stop the music whenever you want to touch on subjects that need to be touched on. So whether it's
Right.
talking about domestic abuse, whether it's talking about homelessness, whether it's talking about weight or mental health, I just want to give people that outlet so they can come on and talk about it and just kind of touch people. You can jam all day long, but sometimes you just got to stop the music and listen to people talk, and maybe they
Right.
can help somebody out. So that project of just making sure that people know that I'm accessible. I'm not somebody that's going to be sitting in the corner arrogant. You can come up to me and talk to me. I just got a new fresh stock of business cards, so if you don't know how to get in touch with me, I'll have it wherever I'm at. So
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, just making sure you guys know that Magic has a history. It's been around for over 20 years. So I have a long way to go, but I want to at least try to do my part to kind of add on to that history.
Right. Right. Let me stop us for a minute and talk to my listening audience. Let me welcome them to the Blue Table Talk. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming to Blue Table Talk. We appreciate you. Hey, Cheryl, Melanie, and Melanie, how you guys doing? Thank you for joining in. And while y'all on here tonight, go ahead and hit that share button because you know that sharing is caring. Let them know that Big Homie Erik T is on the air tonight. I just like singing that.
Hey, it was. I thought that would be something that would kind of catch their attention.
That's neat.
As a matter of fact, the young lady when you were at the Juneteenth thing last year, Neba, she was one of the performers on the Juneteenth stage. She actually did that for me.
Oh, okay.
So she did. It was more to the song, but I just kind of cut that little part out, and I was like, let's see what this does.
Right, right, right. And I see someone else on here, and your name came across my mind tonight, and I need to get in touch with you. And that's Robert Lewis. Hey, Robert, nephew, what's going on? Come on the comment page and say hi to us. Okay, Erik. So, how do you find success in the field where you work at?
Success for me is definitely not monetarily, because regardless of what people think, we don't get paid a lot of money. So, but no, I mean, success is basically just, I think, to be able to do something that I like doing. I talk to a lot of folks that just go to work and are basically just existing. They're not really happy with what they do. So for 30 plus years, because I literally started hanging around radio stations at like 14. So to be able to do something like that, last year I turned 50. So to be able to do what I wanted to do, like to know that I had a desire to do something and still be able to do it and still be occupied in that field when it's so many folks that I know that started with me that are no longer in it. So that would be a success to me, just knowing that I actually set out to do something and it happened, as they say, speak it into existence. So,
Right, absolutely.
yeah. So I think if you can be happy in what you're doing and happy in your job and knowing that you're kind of making an impact, some form or another, that would be success to me.
Right, right. I don't know about you, but I've been in the music industry long time. I used to direct choirs and everything, and
Okay.
I used to of course, I dance a lot, and so I'm listening to music all the time. And at some certain point in doing a day or whenever, I get tired of hearing the music. I used to tell my children all the time, I don't want to hear the music. We get in the car, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear a song. I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
Do you have you ever gotten that way? Because you into the industry at all times.
I think it took my wife a while to get used to it, because I literally used to go to bed at night, and if you're going to sleep, you're asleep. But I
Yeah.
would actually go to bed and I would have the radio on just so I could hear the radio station. I would have it low. It was low enough for me, but I think to her it was keeping her awake. So it took a while for me to get used to the fact of trusting that that the radio station is going to be okay. I'm not going to have to get up in the middle of the night and run up there or whatever. So I do have my moments. Sometimes I'll take a lunch break or, a late lunch or whatever, and I'll go to a park or I'll just go sit in the car and have lunch by myself with no music. I'll leave the phone in the car and do that. But I do love music, which I like a variation of it though. I'll go to Zydeco, I'll go to Swing Out, I'll go to some Phil Collins. I listen to a little bit of everything. So
Right.
I think music is in me, but I have gotten away from where I'm not as dependent on listening to it as much though. So, but yeah, I used to have a serious problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. let me go back to my listening. Or let me see what they're saying. Cheryl LeBlanc says hello, hello, sister and niece. Melanie said, Melanie Moria, hey Mel. She said, hey ladybugs. Melanie Russo says, good evening, ladies and sir.
What's going on, sir?
Yeah. Terrence Weasel Smith said, this is the
Weasel
guy. That's my guy, right? My God, I love him. He also said, never met a spirit like him in the city. For real, for real.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And Terrence says, cousin, y'all will mesh and God to link. And so then he says, Miss D running the game.
That's right.
All right. All right, T. And Terry Preston Ross says, good evening. So those who came up, those are people who came on the comments page of it. Okay, I kind of push out our way. Anyway, so how do you handle criticism in your area? So because I know there's a lot of criticism.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of criticism regardless. My mom used to tell me all the time that everybody's not going to like you. And,
I'm not going to like you. That's right.
And she used to always say, they talked about Jesus, so what makes you special? So, but I just try to if I feel like if people get to know me, then they'll be able to have a conversation and we can talk. And sometimes you're not always going to agree, but hopefully you can mutually walk away. Even if you agree to disagree and everything will be cool. But no, what you see here is what I am. I've pretty much always been the same way. So criticism is good. I mean, I've definitely taken some things and I've actually took criticism on me just in the years that I've been on radio. I've had some people say that I would never make it out of Mississippi. I've had some folks that would say, you're just not talented. It's a whole lot of different things that you hear. And some of it can come from a good place. But you have to kind of decipher what's coming from a good place and what's possibly coming from maybe some type of bitterness that they might have within themselves.
Right. Tori, I see where you went. Put your mic on. So you have something to say?
Oh no, ma'am. I was just putting it on just in case I did.
Okay. So with all the criticism and everything that's coming against you, how do you stay motivated and productive? Because you're very productive.
I stay motivated because, again, like I said, I love what I do. And I guess criticism to a degree, it will be like, to me, criticism is like rain. It's not going to rain every day. You might have a couple of days out the week where it does rain, but the rest of the days might be sunny and it might be clear. So I just look at it like, just get to know me, just talk to me. Let's see what we can do to work things out. Hopefully I'll be, what you want me to be, but I understand that I can't be all things to all people. So, I mean, I think if you're going to be in this type of medium, you're going to have people that are going to criticize you. And again, some of that criticism can help you become a better person. It can make you perfect things that maybe you were, having issues with. So, I just keep going because, again, it's just what I love to do. If I wasn't built for this and if I didn't love what I do, then I would probably gave this up a long time ago, just off of, what some people would have said. I think your mic is off now.
Okay. We can't worry about that because they're going to talk. And, and just let them talk. And while they're talking, you keep producing. You keep doing your production part of it,
No, I love it, man. I mean, it's cool. Like I've had, but I'm also one of those people too, even if I had an issue with someone or if I had some criticism about someone, I would like to go to that person and talk to them individually. I don't feel like you got to go to social media because if you have a direct line with that person, you can inbox me or whatever the case may be. And let's sit down and have a powwow, Maybe, it could be some heads that came together that didn't agree that might come together and might be a forceful, something to be worked with,
Exactly. Kathy Wingate says, hello, everyone. Isaac Mouton says we have a lot of great local artists that make some great original songs. How can they get their plays on the radio?
That's definitely something I'm working on. I mean, obviously, when I first came in about a year ago, it took, I'm still kind of getting used to a lot of different things, but I want to try to open up that avenue so that we can. I mean, obviously, I can't play everybody. I would like to,
Mm-hmm.
but I would love to just like sit down and talk with them. And Isaac, if you want to inbox me, man, send me your information. I'll definitely get back in touch with you. It's Erik Chio on Facebook. But I mean, there's a lot of talented artists out there. I understand. So it's just about having a situation where we can sit down and talk and just kind of getting it out. But I always try to tell the artists, like, try to create you a major buzz on social media. Just try to get some impact so people kind of know who you are. Make sure your music is definitely clean and radio. And just try to promote it. I think social media, it definitely has its benefits because it is a great thing and a great tool. But I think in some forms, it's kind of made people lazy because they don't know how to really communicate when they get out in public and talk to people. So it's almost like a job application. If you're an artist and you got some new music out, if you see me out, just introduce yourself, tell me what you got going on, because everybody's going to say I got the hottest song in the world.
Right,
So,
right.
just let's have a conversation. Let's see what you got. I'll give you my email address. You send it over to me with all of your information, and we'll definitely set up a meeting so we can talk.
So do you consider yourself a promoter?
Not really. I respect promoters though, because it takes a lot of work. I mean, just dealing with artists and shows and things of that nature. It's a lot of things that go behind the scenes that a lot of folks don't know. But as far as promoting on the radio, if somebody has a show coming up, then I guess I'll be a promoter that way because I definitely want to make sure that people know about it. If it's anything is happening in Beaumont or the Golden Triangle, I want to be able to get the word out to let people know. So if you call me a promoter in that sense, then I'll be that. And of course, I'm promoting for the radio station.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean,
but I just don't have the bags that real promoters have. So I'll leave that to them. So
one day.
It's coming.
It's coming. We coming.
We're gonna have a line dance, a comedy show, and an audience all together. We're gonna.
It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Make it do. Let's make it do what it do.
Terrence says, "Tell them, bro, how you talked to a local guy for me and made his day. That meant a lot to his mom."
It was Terrence actually called me one day. He was on his job, and he was like, "Do you have a few minutes to talk to this artist?" I was like, yeah, so I got on the phone with him and he was telling me about his music. And so I told him to send it to me. So I would have a chance to listen to it. And, but I try to do that. I mean, we do have a kind of busy schedule. It's a lot of stuff going on, but no, I don't mind taking the time. Like I said, I love music. So these days, if you send it to me in an email, I can pull it up on my phone and listen while I'm riding in the car, so yeah, no, I don't mind doing that. I feel like that's the only way you can truly stay connected to the community.
Terry Ross says, is it possible to get a smooth jazz hour on Saturday nights?
Man, it's a lot of stuff I want to do. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough time in the day, but who knows what could happen. I know the big thing that really makes it just has to be a demand for it and just having someone that could possibly do the show. But that's definitely been something I've been thinking about. I know we got the slow jams that we do
right
Monday through Thursday. Of course, we got Steve Harvey. It's a lot of different things you want to do. But it's kind of like a gumbo. You just want to make sure all the right ingredients are in. You don't want to put too much in because then it's just going to be a lot of colored water. So you just want to make sure it's the right time. But that's definitely something that I have been thinking about because I love jazz. Like I said, I can listen to it.
Love it. Yes. Yeah. So how do you balance your personal life with your professional life?
It came from working with certain people that didn't have a balance. I worked with one guy one time, and he told me that I would eventually have to make a choice on if I wanted to do my job or if I wanted to stay married. And so when he told me that, I was like, as he was at the radio station at 2:00 in the morning, sleeping on the couch, so I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, so it took me a while to kind of get it because I'm one of those people that if I'm doing a job, I kind of want to perfect it, which means sometimes I'll stay to the very end, I'll stay until the last person leaves. And sometimes I'll come back before the first person gets there in the morning. So I had to learn how to kind of divide time because I have a wife and I have a son. He's older now, But I did. It was a lot of times I missed a lot of stuff because I was just trying to. I didn't really learn how to delegate until later on, down the line, and I wanted to just do it all, And so I had to learn how to delegate. I had to learn how to know that I've got reliable people that are working with me that can do it. May not be as good as me, but they could do it as to my likability. So it took a while, but I finally got to the point that now when I take a vacation, I detach. If I do answer a phone call, it's not going to be a full phone call. It's for a long time, and I really just try to enjoy life because, people they're not getting a chance to really enjoy their full, potential. It's a lot of folks that are leaving here early, so I don't want to be one of those statistics.
I know, right? We all working, no play.
Yeah. So I had to learn how to balance it out. So it took a while, but I think I got it now, though. So
yeah. So in order to be on the radio, DJ or whatever they call you guys now, you have to have FCC license or something like that.
We do still go with the FCC, but it's not like it used to be. When I first started at 14, we used to have the license in the radio station and, things like that. Now we're just looking for people that are personalities, that have like a great personality, especially on social media. Maybe you've got a pretty good following. And you know how to talk to people. I think a lot of companies now are kind of going with bloggers. And bloggers are cool, and I don't want to take anything away from them. But a lot of bloggers don't really have personality because they're comfortable having their personality behind the keyboard.
Right.
So when it comes to talking to people in person, sometimes it's kind of hard to connect. So I just look for somebody that's got some good energy, So if you think you might have what it takes, reach out to me, I think, look, you never know. Deb, we might be able to do something.
Never know, right?
I was talking to
Georgia.
I was talking to Judge Deuce a couple of days ago, and he said when he retires, he might consider. So maybe we can just feel like something all together. Who knows?
Oh yeah. That would work. That would
be cool.
But back in the day, everybody wanted to go into radio.
Yes.
Everybody wanted to go into radio, but everybody couldn't fit the radio because like you say, personality.
Yeah, no, and that's the same way it is now. Like I respect a lot of the guys in the club. I used to DJ in the clubs, and I don't really do that much now. But right now, it'd probably be hard for me to go into the club just because it's so different now. But it's also just as hard, I feel like, for a guy that DJs strictly in the clubs to do radio. Because you have to be able to know the difference. Like for me, I do a thing on Channel 12 every Friday. I've done radio my whole life. TV was something that was new to me. So I had to kind of learn how to do it the television way, and where I'm a little bit more free to talk and just have fun. I know TV is a little bit more structured. So that was something that I had to kind of get accustomed to. So the things I learned in radio, I could necessarily apply all of them to TV. I'm still able to have personality, but it's like, all right, we got 30 seconds. You got to wrap it up in 30 seconds. So yeah, I think people always, they just wanted to be that voice on the radio, plus you wanted to be able to go out in public and people know who you are. But yeah, it's hard work. But I think people think all we do is talk on the radio.
Right.
There's so much more to it.
Yeah. Someone asked me last night, is that the guy who was on Channel 12? I said, I don't know. I can't get Channel 12.
You got to download the app. But no, I do a thing on the beat, called The Beat. Usually it's with Brenda, and we do it every Friday at 4:00. And we just kind of talk about some local events and entertainment news. And I started that like probably last summer. And so, yeah, it's been pretty cool. But I was nervous as I don't know what, because television is so live.
Right.
I didn't want to, don't want to say the wrong thing, So.
Now you relax and you can do that.
Definitely. I kind of feed off of my co-host. So
right. So what do you think is the best way to keep your audience engaged with your broadcasts?
I think it's a combination of social media. I think it's a combination of what I do on the radio as well. And I think it's a combination of just getting out there, because the people need to know who they are listening to. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten a lot of people that have tuned in because of who I am, or they've tuned in because they've had a chance to meet me in person. And, I don't mind if they bring up, someone previously like Adrian Scott. I never had a chance to meet her, but I know she's got a great name in the community. Lou Bennett actually put the radio station on way back in the day. So I hear these names a lot, and so I just want people to know that, I'm here. So I feel like if I'm able to connect to them on social media, which is why if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, like I don't get into the negativity. I just feel like we have so much of it in the world. So if I can post something that's going to be kind of positive or something that's going to uplift somebody in some shape or form, then that's what I want to do. So hopefully they'll see that what I post and the content that they'll see on my pages is really me,
Right.
And a lot of times when I'm posting, I might be going through it. So I might actually be posting something that while I'm putting it out there for the world, I'm actually motivating myself at the same time.
Absolutely. I know that if somebody, I can't say everybody. I know that if I email you, whatever, and stuff, you immediately text back,
Right.
and so that makes a person make a know that you're paying attention to what you know.
No, I have to, and I let people know too. If I don't hit you right back, I promise you I will get back with you. Sometimes I might be on the air at that particular moment, and like I said, it kind of goes back to what I was saying. A lot of folks think that we just talk on the radio, but I have meetings that I have to do with my manager like once a week. Sometimes I'll meet with my other coworkers. We'll meet like once a week. It's just a lot of different things that we have to do on side of trying to make sure that I make time to get out and do certain stuff to continue to brand the station. So, but yeah, no, I'm all about trying to get back with you as much as I can.
Tony Fredo says she needs more Zydeco sounds.
I know. I love that. We actually do something at 12 because at 12 o'clock, I do the throwback mix at noon. And so at the end of
it. Yes.
So at the end of the show, I definitely do Zydeco, but we also do some on Sunday as well from 12 to 2 because we still got the family reunion going on. But I'm trying to work on getting some more. But the good thing about it, I've had good relationships with a lot of the artists. So when they give me their music, man, I just try to be an outlet to get it out there. So,
Right.
Yeah. So no, we definitely working on that for you too.
And Captain Wingate says, Erik T, I watch you on TV. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Kathy. Can you tell I'm nervous when I'm shaking up there? It's but no, it's fun. I couldn't do it without their help. They've actually coached me along the way. Because again, when you're on the radio, you're behind the scenes, but when you're in front of the camera, like they see everything.
They see you.
Make sure you don't have stuff on your face or whatever the case may be. So yeah. So no, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it. I really do.
Tony says, can someone advertise during your hour? We're with Area Impressions here in Beaumont.
I would hope so. Please do. Just again, the way Erik T is spelled. If you can follow me on Facebook and just inbox me your information, I'll reach out to you tomorrow for sure.
You want me to put a banner up there? Do Erik T?
Oh, what's that?
I'm put a banner up there for them to email you.
Yeah, if as a matter of fact, my email is Erik ERIK .T.
Okay. Go ahead.
T at cumulus.com. And that goes for advertisers. If you want to advertise, you can email me there. Even artists, if you got music, you can send the music to that email too. But it's Erik.T at cumulus.com.
Is that right?
That is it.
Okay. Terrence says, let me see. He says, I'm standing on business for this guy, just like I am for the host of the podcast. You're all great people who are humble and don't think y'all better. The city need more individuals like y'all. Oh,
thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Like those children said at school. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no, but it's and the funny thing about it, Deborah, I know because everybody knows you, and Toya, I know a lot of folks know you as well. Like it could be real easy for a person to be, I don't know, on this cloud of thinking they're all that, but the fact of the matter is, it can be taken from you like that too.
Yeah.
So, so no, my mom, I think she did a pretty good job of keeping me humble, and my wife does a good job now because my mom passed away this month. Will be three years. So my wife does a good job of keeping me humble.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't forget. I think about what it was like when I wanted to talk to those DJs and they gave me time, or if I went to a remote or whatever. You don't kick somebody to the curb.
Yeah. And you listen to them.
No,
That's the main thing right there. Listen.
I'm a firm believer of you treat the custodian just like you would the CEO.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I know you say you. No, wait. You in radio, you in TV. So, are you comfortable with public speaking?
Believe it or not, no. I really, but Bowman has gotten me more comfortable because I can count the amount of times that I actually hosted something in Lake Charles. But no, Bowman has definitely gotten me out of that because I was coming to it. And it's so funny. Folks would think because I lived in Lake Charles that I was in Beaumont all the time, but I really only came over for like concerts or to go to Papados, so I didn't really come over a whole lot. So I really had to hit the ground running when I first got here. So big shouts out to Charles Woods, one of our salespeople here. He used to take me out to a lot of different places and made sure that I met a lot of people. So they started asking me, well, hey, we got this coming up. Would you like to host it? And I was like, that's cool. So it's gotten to the point now to where I have a lot of stuff coming up. I have an event coming up on the 20th. It's a movie. It's a local director from Port Arthur. He's doing a movie premiere on the 20th at the theater. I'm hosting that. And then they got Brian Jack coming next month. I'll be hosting that too. So I still get like butterflies, but I think that just means I'm excited to do it, and just kind of feeding off the feedback of the people in the audience. So I'm getting better.
I know when they say Erik T's gonna be down, I gotta go. Erik's gonna be there.
Look, you should have been there a couple of weeks ago. They had a guy named Jarvis Jacob that was in town, and he did a really good job. I'm gonna try to bring him down for one of the Wednesdays though.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And you brought the other guy down.
Andrew Jackson.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. I hadn't talked to him in a little while, but he was like, when we left that night, he was so excited about, being able to perform because he had to have done the song about 5 times,
Awesome. Yeah.
So, but he's from Lafayette. So, of course, he's from the home of Cupid and all of those other guys. And I've been trying to work on getting Cupid down here, but of course, they got him just kind of moving all over. But it's just about touching the right people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Charles. He really is a nice guy. He went above and beyond to help me.
Yeah.
Just to say that he was in sales, he's a really good guy.
No, Charles kind of comes from the old ways of how I used to think.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could have people that spend $500 and you could have people that spend $5,000. I don't feel like anybody is less, because you guys took that time to say, hey, we want to advertise on your radio station. And like I was saying earlier, I want to try to make sure that at least I'm doing everything I can do to make sure that people do get the message. I wanted to get to a point to where people are like, can y'all stop playing that commercial? So you can't say you didn't know about it. If you decided not to show, that was on you. But no, right. Charles is a good guy. I mean, everybody that I work with they're like great people, so that's why I just kind of harp on them a lot because they really welcome me. And I understand how it is, when you got somebody new to the area that's not from the area, it's kind of hard to kind of open up and welcome them into your house. But I'm telling you, just give me a chance.
Give you a chance, yeah. Mm-hmm. So how many years of community outreach have you experienced?
I think as soon as I started like full-time, I got my first full-time job in 1996, and that was when I was in Tuscaloosa. And I've just always kind of been that, all right, so when can I go meet this client? Okay, when can I go meet this person? So I look at community outreach as reading books at school, mm-hmm. Doing a remote at a fish fry, going to an NAACP meeting. I just like anything that I can do that's going to give me the opportunity to shake somebody's hand and pass out a business card is community outreach for me. So if I had to put years on it, I'd say well over 20 plus years now.
Yeah. So what's the most challenging part of working in the community?
Just not having enough time and only being one person, because I really hate telling people no or I can't make it, because sometimes I'll get invited to events that might be at the same time, and I'll get caught up because I might go to an event and I want to stay to the end, but then I promised somebody else that I was going to go to their event, and so I'm having to kind of cut my time short. So just not having enough time.
Yeah. Can't be everywhere at one time.
So that's the only thing about it. I mean, I do have other people like Flu that I work with. So if I'm not able to go somewhere,
right.
Yes. I just kind of want to be at everything. So, and it's hard,
And it's hard, but you can do it.
Yeah, I'll try to look whenever they do clone. Hopefully, I can get a couple. You know,
Do you go to the schools?
I do. I definitely try to get out to the schools. So I'm open for like many of them to reach out to me and just kind of let me know what they got going on, so I could stop by. I'm just a firm believer. I don't want to go if I don't really have anything to give or to participate in. So, yeah, anything that you guys have going on, let me know. Like say the email address right there. Shoot me a press release or some information about what you guys got going. And I want to get some of the schools involved too on the show. You know, especially when it comes to like holidays, like Martin Luther King, Black History Month. You know, just things like that. You know, so we can kind of get the kids involved, so they can learn a little bit more about their history too.
Right. I'm getting ready to say we get ready to have the Black History Month in February. So this should be, I mean, every year it should be larger and larger, you know?
Right.
And so getting these schools together, which the schools do participate in the parade. And so, but it has to be more.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's just about, if I don't know them, I know you know them, and Toya knows them, and it's really just about using those connections. That's why when some people be like, I don't need no new friends. No, you do, because you can't do everything on your own. So you gotta utilize what that person can bring to the table to get to that next level. So give me the information on that, whatever you need, so we can get the word out.
Right. And we need to get the word out because, I mean, we only have 28 days, right?
28, but you know what though, Deborah, I'm gonna be black.
65 here, baby.
I'm gonna be black all year, so
65 here.
So, but no, give me that information so we can definitely get people out and let them know what's going on.
Yeah, we can do that.
Y'all coming to the parade this Saturday?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I try to go every year, unless it's raining and cold at the same time. I can't make that part.
I think it's gonna be a beautiful Saturday. So definitely.
Yeah, I used to be in the parade. I don't know why they made me so slow this year. So I don't know.
You still got time.
I'm gonna vehicle in the parade and keep it moving.
Come on in.
Yeah. So what sets you apart from other radio announcers?
I think just me. Because I think we're all gonna have like some similarities. I think my wife will say sometimes that if I'll call like another friend of mine that does radio, she'll say, "Oh, y'all all got that same talk, or y'all all, because we just have a certain lingo." But I think for me, it's just I'm a country boy, but I've just always had the mentality of I don't care how small a place might be, I want to try to deliver the biggest quality that I can potentially do. So if people do come through here, they're gonna say, "Well, this sounds totally different than this over here." Or whatever. One thing really hit me a long time ago. It was some years ago, and I was in Lake Charles, and I had went out to this club, and so this artist came up to me, and it was probably 1:00 in the morning, and he was like, he was like, "Man, I've been trying to meet you," and he said, "A lot of programmers don't even hang out like this." So the fact that you're actually out here kind of gives me a little bit more credibility about you. So I can't speak for everyone, but I don't feel uncomfortable going anywhere. So if it's a club and I'm just kind of hanging out in the cut or whatever the case may be, that's it. So I think for me, it's just about being personable. I mean, everybody likes to have their own time, and if I'm out doing things with my wife, the good thing about her is she understands if someone does come up and want to talk about things. But I'll just give them a business card and say, "Let me follow up with you next week." If I'm trying to do a little family time at that moment. But for the most part, I just try to keep it personal. I just want you guys to know that I'm a real person. I'm not a robot. So,
well, tell your wife thank you for sharing you with us. So because I mean, I met her once. Yeah, and I'm very humble.
She's cool, but the funny thing about it, and this is why I knew it was destined for us to be together when we met back in Columbus, Mississippi, which is where she's from. So I was already working at the radio station, and so that morning she was kind of in between jobs, so she was kind of going through a temp service. So that morning, I think they called her, excuse me, and gave her 3 options of where she could go, and so she actually picked the radio station. Didn't really think anything about it. And so, I'm going into work that day. And so I'm looking in because it was like a glass you could look through and see who's at the front desk. And I'm like, I know it's not the person that I usually see. So, of course, I went in and introduced myself. And, of course, she didn't even know who I was. But just from that moment, I made sure that once we did start talking, that she saw what I did. It didn't get to a point to where jealousy or insecurities didn't come into play.
Right.
So she's been with me all this whole time. Like this September will literally be 24 years, that
Wow.
we get married. So she's been with me like pretty much all the step of the way.
But you was the Mac, huh?
Look, I was just like, you know what? I said, I'm not from here. So even if she tells me no, I don't feel like I lost anything because I'll probably be leaving in a year, So, but so no, so it definitely, I tell anyone that's like in this field, you got to have someone that understands what you do. Sometimes I might not be able to make it to dinner, but I'll make it for dinner. Sometimes I might have to stay out late, but I'm only doing it because I'm trying to make sure that we can have a pretty good life. So, you just got to have a supporting factor in your life.
Right. And she's that. Yeah. Awesome. You hear him talk about you, girl?
Yeah, definitely. She knows what's up.
Can you share any interesting trends or developments in your industry?
I think a lot of it is really, of course, when we first got started, we had the records. A lot of folks don't even know what records are. But, so a lot of it. Records. Well, we used to. We don't have it anymore.
You don't have it anymore. Right.
So, but I think a lot of it is gone digital, and that's why, if you guys download the Majic 102.5 app, the apps are like the norm. So I always tell people, like, if you're going to work out, if you're going for a stroll or whatever, even if you're going out of town, you could actually take Majic with you. So we're now giving you more options to be able to listen to the radio station. It used to just be in the car, or it used to just be at home, but now you can pick up your phone and you can listen to us wherever. So we've just had to kind of get adapted to something new because we were obviously used to it being a certain way for so long, and things have definitely changed, but I think it's only changed for the better. I didn't want to be one of those people that's, oh man, we're not playing CDs anymore. We had to have a new learning on things. So I think just being progressive, continuing to use social media, just all the digital outlets that we have, because it gives us an opportunity to reach people around the world, where before we can only reach one person at a time.
Right. I mean, I actually cried when I got my car last year. Yeah, last year I bought a new car, and then they have a CD player in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need my CD player. I need my CD. My daughter and my son was like, Mama, they don't make them anymore.
But it's so funny though. I still have CDs at home.
I'm like, what am I doing with my CDs?
Well, you might have to, if you have a computer, you can always get like an external CD drive, but it's not the same. But go ahead and dump it over to your phone. You'll still be connected.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah, it's hard though, because I used to always use CDs to, I used to be a fan of music to the point of I wanted to see who produced this,
right?
Who played this instrument, So yeah, I do miss it, but it's a new day and age, so we just having to get adjusted to it.
I still buy my CDs.
Look, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not getting rid of mine at all. I'm sorry, because even
I'm not even getting rid of my albums. I still have albums.
But I was in a store a couple of weeks ago, and they had Prince, the Purple Rain album,
right?
And it was like $49. So records are coming back, but now they're higher than they were when you used to be able to buy them. So CDs will be back soon.
So, but at the comedy show, Reggie Brumman, he was laughing at the DJ. He said, I bet he don't have my music. He said, I have never seen a DJ who still plays with CDs.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, my DJ, he uses nothing but CDs. He doesn't.
But it's so funny because I used to DJ in a club where we had to carry the big record crates, and you had 2 or 3 record crates. You wanted to try to make sure you picked all the right songs for the night. But now you could literally have an external hard drive and have 4,000 songs on there, but no, it's nothing like the CDs though. And records are still cool too, unless you get somebody that bumps a turntable and then you're in for a bad night. So
yeah.
But no, I do. I'm a music fan, so yeah. Well, hold on to your CDs, though, Deborah. You too, Toy.
Let me see. Let me go back over here because let me see what they're saying. I love how Terrence says, I love how the host of this podcast gives guests a safe platform to talk. Big things for y'all all to 2024. Thank you, T.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Sweet.
Like, I'm telling you, I want to shout him out too because I talked to Terrence, who everybody knows is Weasel. Like last year, that was my first time meeting him because he did a back to school drive in honor of his mom. So we've just, that's a whole nother situation. Just things he does in the community too, and just everybody. So again, if I haven't had the opportunity to meet you, please let's meet up.
And he also says, don't worry, I'm going to take you all over BMT VIP style, Beaumont's VIP style, every part when time permits. All right.
Let's do it. I'll buy the gas.
All right, T. So, what part of social media does it play in your career?
I'm still messing with TikTok. Occasionally, I get on it, but I think the thing for me with social media is I've always been one of those people where I never wanted to get on there unless I had something to say. Like I'm not really the goofy, silly type that just wants to do stuff for attention. So most of the time when I get on social media, it's to actually say something. So as of right now, it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, X, TikTok. But I mean, it's just so many different forms. But I try to utilize those because I feel I can kind of get the message across, especially when it comes to pictures and dropping a quote or something like that. So those are kind of my go-tos for right now. Oh, did she freeze up?
I think she did freeze up.
So, but yeah, that's it. Just a little bit of a Facebook and stuff like that. But that's really about that.
So, do you plan on retiring in Beaumont from this station?
I'm sorry, what's that again?
Do you plan on retiring?
This could be it. And I don't know if for sure it'll be here. I mean, because like I said, Cumulus is actually a good company. They have a lot of stations kind of across the board. But I do like Majic. Interesting story. When we first moved here, my wife and my son, we used to always go to Houston back when they had Asperwell. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times whenever I would pass through Beaumont, I would always, anytime I go anywhere, I'm always looking for like the radio station. So when I passed through Beaumont, I actually found Majic. And so I didn't tell my wife at the time, but I thought like years ago, I was like, man, if I ever got an opportunity to work there, because I knew it had like some long, I knew it had long history, and I could just tell just how connected they were, to the community. So I was like, if I ever got the opportunity to work there, I would really like to get that, and it happened, So, again, it just kind of makes me a firm believer of just speaking it into existence. Even though I didn't tell her, I told it to myself. I knew it was something that I wanted to kind of pursue. Yeah. And that opportunity happened. So I would love it. I just feel like there's so many opportunities here in Beaumont to be a part of. It's a lot of good people that I've met here that want to see some stuff happen. And I just want to try to be that vessel to kind of help them connect any way possible. If it's somebody that I know, just like, you gave me the opportunity to meet Bruh Man and Shucky Ducky and all them guys, like, that was pretty dope, and that was actually one of the first things that I actually hosted too. So thank you for that opportunity too.
Well, thank you for coming out and hosting for us.
Yeah, that was fun, man. So yeah, I just want to try to be that outlet so I can help more people, let everybody know what's going on and just how to get the word out. So yeah, I'm open for it. I'm definitely connected. So again, if y'all hit me at that email address, if you got any announcements, any events coming up, music, just let me know so we can turn it up a little bit.
Okay, we will. Is it anything else you would like anyone to know about you?
I didn't know if she was coming back. Just that I'm here. Like I said, definitely reach out to me. I'm on the radio Monday through Friday from 10 to 3. And also I'm on channel 12 News, KBMT, every Friday at 4. So you can check me out. Follow me on Facebook, Erik T, spelled just like that, Instagram or Twitter. definitely on Magic 102.5. I also have my own company where I do voiceovers and production and also hosting. It's called Tea Time Productions. I have a website for that too. It's Tea Time Productions with an S.com. And it's TEETYME Productions.com, where I get a chance to do commercials and voiceovers for like radio stations. I've done like audiobooks, just a lot of different things I kind of do on the side too, just to try to keep my voice as polished as I possibly can. So, yeah, I try to be the jack of all trades, but a lot of it kind of leads back to what I do, which is radio. So
you get it. I'm sorry, Eric. Can you hear me?
yeah,
How did you get into doing voiceovers?
it was just kind of I guess it was kind of a no brainer because I was already doing commercials for radio stations. And then I had a friend of mine that worked at a radio station in another city. And so he asked me if I could do a commercial for a concert they had coming up. And so I did that commercial. And so it just kind of opened up an avenue for other outlets. Somebody would hear that commercial and he'd tell them who I was and they'd call me and then, I'd do something for them. So I was already doing it anyway, like I said, because it's a part of my job at the radio station currently. Yeah. But it just kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of hit other cities. So if it was a commercial in Miami or if it was a commercial in Georgia, it just kind of depended on whatever they wanted. I've done like blues shows commercials. Of course, I've done hip hop commercials. I've done comedy show commercials. So it's a variation of that. And so I just kind of was like, what, I'm already doing it anyway. Why not, just kind of, I guess, kind of outlet the talent and reach other places. And so it's been working out pretty good. I've had the company for well over 10 years, but I have to admit, I really didn't get serious until like the past few years because I've just kind of been occupied with other stuff. So yeah. So it's going pretty good for me. So
that's great. If there's one person you can open up for, who would it be? What artist?
Man. It would have to be, I would have to take it back, man. It would either have to be Prince or Michael Jackson.
Okay, someone that's living.
Someone that's living, okay. Man.
It can be music, it can be comedy. Who would you jazz?
I think if it was music-wise, I would say Usher. If it was comedy, I'd say Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Yeah, because the good thing about it, I pretty much open up for most of the Zydeco guys, the Keith Franks, the Jay Pauls, the Brian Jack, and they're all, man, they have a crowd too. So, but yeah, if it was kind of based on that, it would definitely be Usher music wise, just because I already know the place is going to be lit.
Gonna be crazy.
Yes, and comedy, like I said, with Dave Chappelle, because I've seen him one time in concert, so. Okay. I think just to be in the room, just to be in that room. And I wouldn't even have to say a whole lot. Just, what's up? Thank y'all for coming out.
I need to start listening more to Dave because he's more of a storyteller than a comedian to me.
Nah, and I think that's what kind of makes it funny because, we all have stories that we could tell. And, we've all had like instances where something funny happened in those stories. So I think that's kind of how it is with Dave. He'll literally just sit on a stool and pop out a cigarette and just start talking, so it doesn't sound like he's forcing a joke or trying to make you laugh. You're just laughing because you can kind of picture yourself in that same predicament or in that same situation.
Yeah.
So definitely Dave Chappelle is a good one. I would say Cat, but I don't want him to roast me. So, like if I mess up something on the show, he might be upset. So I don't know.
Now, he's someone I would love to sit down and talk to. He's just full of knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah, no, I think he's definitely a gem. I mean, because, and what they say all the time, sometimes when a person is speaking truth or if a person is seeming like they're serious, that something's got to be wrong. But no, I think he would definitely be a good conversation. It kind of happened with me a few months ago when I talked to Charleston White. Everybody's got perceptions of who he is and the person that he portrays or the character that he portrays or whatever. But man, just sitting talking to him off the mic, Like, it was a real deep conversation where he really told me why he acts the way he does, and just what he does to kind of get a rise out of people. So yeah, it's people like that you'd be surprised because they're always having to be on. So if you
Mhm.
can kind of catch them behind the scenes, you can really find out why they act the way they do, or what prompts them to get to that way. So yeah, you should set that up.
Okay. Well, my last question is, if you could interview anyone, an actress or an actor, who would it be?
If it will be Denzel.
Denzel. What about a female?
For a female, I would love to talk to Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah, I love Angela. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think both of those are just so smooth. I look at them, it almost seems like even with their career, they've been able to just kind of choose
Hmm.
why what they wanted. Like they hadn't taken roles where they've had to. I
Yeah.
think every role that they've taken, they've on. I mean, of course, Denzel did good in Training Day, but he also did good in Soldier Story, and it's just a lot of stuff he was good in. And Angela Bassett, there was nobody else that could play Tina Turner like her, but she also played Betty Shabazz too. So yeah, I would love to be able to talk to either one of them.
She's a great one, and I would love to talk to Taraji.
Taraji would be a good one now. I mean, people sleep on her talent, but
Oh yeah.
and what's funny? I don't know if some of the viewers knew, but from what I heard, Monique was actually supposed to be playing the role of Cookie before Taraji actually got it. So I was like, I don't know if I could see Monique as Cookie. I think Taraji definitely held it down.
Yeah, Taraji did hold it down as a cookie. Now have you seen BMF?
Yes, yes,
I
yeah.
I, I think Taraji could have played that part.
Taraji could have, and
Yeah.
we was talking about that too. I was like, if have you noticed, with 50 Cent, he really puts a lot of black females on in prominent positions. Like all the black females that he has that plays the moms, they're not soft. Like they are. I'm gonna take you out if I have to.
Yeah.
And that's from BMF to Power to Raising Canaan. Like all the moms
Yeah.
are tough. Even what Power 2, with Mary J. Blige. Like
Mary J. Yeah.
yeah, they're all tough. So yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I think Taraji would be a good interview. I think after This Color Purple, she
Yeah,
did a good job with that. So I think that's gonna open up a lot of doors for some other stuff too.
definitely.
So yeah.
Well, Mama D just text her internet went down, and
Okay.
we're running out of time anyway. But we would like to really thank you for coming on, Eric.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everything you're doing in the community, and keep doing it.
I appreciate it. And let me know whenever you got something else coming up too. And tell Deborah, thank you so very much. And if I need to go talk to somebody about that internet, let me know.
Okay, will do. You have a good one, Eric.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye bye.